Hello students, welcome to the Carnot cycle. In the last cycle, we discussed the efficiency formula for Carnot cycle. Efficiency of the Carnot cycle equal to 1 minus Q2 by Q1, that is equal to 1 minus T2 by T1. This is the efficiency of the Carnot cycle. The Carnot cycle efficiency, in the last video we have discussed, the Carnot cycle efficiency can be increased by decreasing the lowest absolute temperature at constant highest absolute temperature. Second option, by increasing the highest absolute temperature at constant lowest absolute temperature. Third option, by decreasing the lowest absolute temperature and by increasing the highest absolute temperature. Now, the drawbacks of the Carnot cycle. Drawbacks of the Carnot cycle are drawbacks of the Carnot cycle. Drawbacks of the Carnot cycle. You know, Carnot cycle consists of 4 processes. These two are isothermal process and these two are adiabatic process. And that too it is constructed for reciprocating heat engine, means inside the cylinder piston is moving. If you want to construct the heat engine to work by Carnot cycle, you know, in a reciprocating engine, the piston is moving from one dead center to another dead center. Let this the one dead center, other dead center. By the time the piston is moving from top center to bottom center, the gas below the gas inside the cylinder is expanding. During that entire expansion process, you know, 1 to 2 is isothermal expansion, but that is not complete expansion, only half of the expansion. Remaining expansion is taking place during the 2 to 3 process. Means 1 to 3 be the complete expansion process. In this complete expansion, half of the process is isothermal and remaining half is adiabatic. If you want to construct the cylinder with piston mechanism to work on Carnot cycle, during the first half expansion, that is isothermal expansion, the piston has to travel at very, very slow speed. During the first half expansion, the piston has to travel at very, very low speed to satisfy the isothermal condition. And to satisfy the adiabatic condition, in the next half process, the piston has to travel at very high speed. Since the combination of very slow movement in the first half movement and very fast movement in the second half movement is not practically possible for any reciprocating system or cylinder with piston mechanism, therefore, that is the first drawback of the Carnot cycle. First drawback of the Carnot cycle is it is impossible to construct the cylinder with piston mechanism such that to travel the piston at a very slow speed during the first half movement to satisfy the isothermal condition and at very high speed during the remaining half movement to satisfy the adiabatic condition, such a fast and slow movement or for such a slow, very slow movement and very fast movement cannot be practically possible for the cylinder with piston mechanism. Therefore, that is treated as one of the drawbacks of the Carnot cycle. Once again, the first drawback of the Carnot cycle is it is impossible to construct the cylinder with piston mechanism such that to travel the piston at very slow speed to satisfy the isothermal condition and at very high speed to travel the piston at very slow speed during the first half movement to satisfy the isothermal condition and to travel the piston at very high speed during the remaining stroke to satisfy the reversible adiabatic condition. Such kind of mechanism is not available in the market. Therefore, that is treated as one of the drawbacks of the Carnot cycle. Second drawback of the Carnot cycle is, at the beginning of the cycle, I told you, the Carnot selected atmospheric air is the working material for the Carnot cycle. And atmospheric air is treated as ideal gas. Ideal gases never be going for phase change. Without phase change, it is impossible to, without phase change in the working material, it is impossible to supply the heat at constant temperature and reject the heat at constant temperature. You take the water. While you are heating the water, initially temperature of the water increases up to it reaches to boiling point. But once the water reaches to boiling point, water starts evaporation. During the entire evaporation process, the temperature of the working material remains constant. That boiling process or evaporation process is the phase change process. The working material can maintain the constant temperature though you have added the heat while it is changing its phase. But in case of the Carnot cycle, since atmospheric air is the working material and is treated as ideal gas, ideal gases never be going for phase change. Without phase change, it is impossible to supply the heat at constant temperature and reject the heat at constant temperature. That is the second drawback of the Carnot cycle. Because of these two practical drawbacks, Carnot cycle is treated as ideal cycle or imaginary cycle. Because of these two drawbacks, Carnot cycle is treated as ideal cycle or theoretical cycle or imaginary cycle. That means the Carnot, no heat engine can be constructed to work on Carnot cycle. Since it is imaginary cycle efficiency is 1 minus T2 by T1. For this imaginary cycle, I can go for any temperature range. For this imaginary cycle, if I want to maintain T2 equal to 0 Kelvin, because it is not a practically possible cycle, imaginary cycle. For this imaginary cycle, if lowest temperature is 0 Kelvin, 0 by something 0, then it is giving 100% efficiency. Carnot cycle efficiency equal to 100%. Similarly, for this imaginary cycle, if I want to maintain T1 equal to T2, because it is imaginary cycle, if T1 and T2 are equal for my imaginary cycle, then this is becoming 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Efficiency of the Carnot cycle is 0%. That means efficiency of the Carnot cycle varies from 0 to 100%. Practically, no heat engine gives efficiency more than 100% and less than 0%. That's why all practical heat engines efficiency must be within the limits of Carnot cycle efficiency only. Theoretically, the heat engine which is constructed to work on Carnot cycle is called Carnot heat engine. Carnot heat engine efficiency depends on only lowest absolute temperature and highest absolute temperature. That is about the Carnot cycle. Once again, Carnot heat engine means the heat engine which is constructed to work on Carnot cycle is called Carnot heat engine. Carnot heat engine efficiency depends on only the lowest absolute temperature and highest absolute temperature. That means irrespective of the working material you take, the efficiency of the Carnot cycle cannot be depending on the material what you have taken. It is completely depending on the least temperature of the working material for the cycle and the highest temperature of the working material for the cycle. That is about the Carnot cycle and Carnot heat engine. Now, let us discuss the Clausius-Clapeyron equation, Clausius inequality equation. Clausius inequality equation. Clausius inequality equation. Inequality equation. Now look at the Carnot cycle efficiency. 1 minus Q2 by Q1 equal to 1 minus T2 by T1. From this you can write that Q2 by Q1 is equal to T2 by T1. So for Carnot cycle is a reversible cycle because it is constructed to work with all reversible process. For a Carnot cycle, Q2 by Q1 is equal to T2 by T1. T2 by T1. It can be also written as Q2 by T2 is equal to Q1 by T1. You know, Q1 is the heat supplied. Q1 is the heat supplied. This heat supplied thermodynamically is a positive quantity. Q1 is the heat supplied. Thermodynamically heat supplied is positive quantity. Q2 be the heat rejection. Thermodynamically heat rejection is a negative quantity. That means indirectly this quantity is negative, this quantity is negative, and this quantity is positive. This is the positive quantity and this is the negative quantity. Negative quantity because Q2 is coming under heat rejection. Now let us take Q1 equal to some 2000 kilojoules and T1 equal to let it be some 1000 Kelvin. 1000 Kelvin. Q2 equal to let it be some 800 kilojoules and T2 equal to 400 Kelvin. Then Q1 by T1, 2000 by 1000 is 2. Q2 by T2, 800 by 400, 2. So this is minus 2, this is plus 2. This is for a reversible cycle. This is for a reversible cycle. Reversible cycle means Carnot cycle is a reversible cycle. Then if I add the Q1 by T1 and Q2 by T2. Look at the Q1 by T1. Q1 by T1 is 2 plus 2. Q2 by T2 minus 2. It is equal to 0. Because Q2 by T2 is negative quantity. That means algebraic sum of heat transfers by temperature equal to 0 for a reversible cycle. This is for a reversible cycle. That means cyclic integral del Q by T is equal to 0 for a reversible cycle. For a reversible cycle. Now let us take the irreversible cycle. Remember, work given by any heat engine equal to heat supplied minus heat rejection. Work given by either reversible heat engine or irreversible heat engine is the difference between the heat supplied and heat rejection. Heat supplied we are marking as Q1 minus Q2. Remember, though you are supplying the same amount of heat energy for both reversible cycle and irreversible cycle. Let us take the irreversible cycle. For irreversible cycle also, let us take Q1 equal to 2000 kilojoules, T1 equal to 1000 Kelvin. T2 for irreversible cycle also same, 400 Kelvin. Remember, though the same amount of heat is supplied for both reversible cycle and irreversible cycle, work given by irreversible cycle always less than work given by reversible cycle. Though you supply the same amount of heat energy for both irreversible cycle and reversible cycle, and reversible cycle. Though you have given same amount of heat energy for both irreversible cycle and reversible cycle, work given by irreversible cycle always less than work given by reversible cycle. The work given by reversible cycle equal to Q1 minus Q2, heat supplied minus heat rejection. Work given by irreversible cycle equal to Q1 minus Q2 dash. Since we are given the same heat for both reversible cycle and irreversible cycle, since work given by irreversible cycle is less than reversible cycle, the Q2 dash heat rejection by irreversible cycle is other than heat rejection by reversible cycle. Though you are given the same amount of heat for both reversible cycle and irreversible cycle, irreversible cycle work is less than reversible cycle work. It means Q2 dash for that means heat rejection for irreversible cycle is more than heat rejection for reversible cycle. Now for a reversible cycle, work equal to heat supplied minus heat rejection 2000 minus 800. It is equal to 1200 kilojoules. This is for a reversible cycle. You know, work given by irreversible cycle is less than that of reversible cycle. Now you take any work for irreversible cycle which is less than reversible cycle work. Let us take the irreversible cycle work equal to any work which is less than 1200. Let it be 1000 kilojoules. Then this irreversible cycle work equal to heat supplied is 2000 minus Q2 dash. This irreversible work equal to 1000. Irreversible work is 1000 equal to 2000 minus Q2 dash. Then the heat rejected by irreversible cycle equal to 2000 minus 1000 is equal to 1000 kilojoules. This is the heat rejected by irreversible cycle. Heat rejected by reversible cycle is 800 kilojoules, whereas heat rejected by irreversible cycle is 1000 kilojoules. That means the heat rejected by irreversible cycle always more than heat rejected by reversible cycle. Now for irreversible cycle, the Q1 by T1 plus Q2 by T2 is Q1 by T1 for irreversible cycle 2000 by 1000 is 2 only, plus 2 only. Heat rejection is negative minus Q2 dash by T2. Q2 dash is 1000 divided by 400, 2.5. 2 minus 2.5 is equal to minus 0.5. It is less than 0 for irreversible cycle. From this I can write that cyclic integral del Q by T less than 0 for irreversible cycle. Now let us combine the reversible rule and irreversible rule. Cyclic integral del Q by T less than or equal to 0, right? This is called Clausius inequality equation. Very important relation. Clausius inequality relation. Remember, cyclic integral del Q by T less than 0 for irreversible cycle. Cyclic integral del Q by T equal to 0 for reversible cycle. And cyclic integral, as we know, the symbol cyclic integral is used for only thermodynamic cycle. Cyclic integral del Q by T greater than 0 greater than 0 is impossible. Is impossible. Once again, cyclic integral del q by t less than 0 for irreversible cycle. Cyclic integral del q by t equal to 0 for reversible cycle. Cyclic integral del q by t equal to 0. Cyclic integral del q by t equal to 0 for reversible cycle. Cyclic integral del q by t less than 0 for irreversible cycle. And cyclic integral del q by t greater than 0 is impossible. That is about the Clausius inequality equation. The cyclic integral Clausius inequality equation is cyclic integral del q by t is less than or equal to 0. This is the Clausius inequality equation. With this Clausius inequality equation completed, my dear students, in the next video I will discuss the entropy for you. Thank you very much.